Hi everyone, this is Anthony O'Flynn coming to you from Ubud in Bali. I've got some serious tropical vibes going on here today, and apologies if I'm squinting a little bit. I'm really good at squinting. If it was an Olympic sport, I wouldn't even have to train. So apologies for that. So the question, when will the shift happen? It's becoming something that's coming to the minds, prominent in the minds of many people at the moment, asking when exactly is this shift going to occur, this event? And really the actual question itself presupposes the idea that we collectively are ready for this event, for this shift. And the reality is the shift is occurring continuously, it's ongoing. But many people are expecting this to show up in the external world. Well, that won't happen until there's an inner shift, this shift within, and this shift externally will be reflected. And we need to have the perspective that we're running the marathon in this process. I know many people are weary, many people are feeling fatigued, their soul feels like they're a little bit burdened by this process, but if we can turn that around and bring this state of joy and celebration of this journey that we're undertaking into this process, then it will be much easier. And not only that, if we can create this mindset that we're actually running a marathon. Many people are now focusing on these dates, that this date will happen, it passes, nothing happens, and it's diminishing their enthusiasm, their ability to run the marathon. So I would suggest changing the mindset with that and embracing the idea that this is a marathon and enjoying the journey moment to moment. Not only that, is that by having this expectation that the shift is going to occur at a certain moment in time, we're actually stopping it from occurring, because it's actually taking us out of reality of accepting what is actually occurring here and now. And that means we're out of alignment with reality itself, and the process that we're undergoing requires us actually to be present, because this is actually a connection to a state of timelessness. By being present, by being focused in the here and now, we're actually connecting with this fifth dimensional state of being actually in a state of no time or timelessness or past, present and future, a single one moment, a single duration, a single reality. And so for this reason, the concept of presence, of mindfulness, is actually paramount. It's one of the cornerstones of moving into this reality, is to let go of this expectation that events should unfold according to our little wants and desires, which of course there is a cosmic plan unfolding that is way, way beyond the scale of what we can perceive. And for this reason, I think we also need to address the issue that this paradigm shift really is going to fundamentally change everything in this reality, from our relationship to the earth, the environment, to how we view material resources, financial transactions, healing, education, medical issues. It is going to change absolutely everything, and particularly the real fundamental issue is, why am I here? What was I taking this physical body for to do in the first place? So for this reason, we need to slow down our expectations or minimize our expectations, because this process is colossal in nature, and I don't frankly have any understanding of how this is actually going to show up as it unfolds, as this reality will shift so dramatically that it is really impossible to perceive or predict of what's really going to occur as things are shaping up day by day in this moment. But not only that, this idea of presence, it's important to tune into the astral experiences, because it's opening the doorway to states of presence which are occurring, which is actually occurring in the astral. So if you're becoming conscious in the astral, even if it's for 1 minute, even if it's for 30 seconds, and there is this state of presence, go with it. Just stay with it. Now, I've documented this more concretely. I've given more details of this in a presentation I made at Paradigm Shift Summit last year. I'll be uploading that soon to the channel, and you can view it and see in more details what I'm talking about. But what's important to understand is that this process of stillness, it's not just stillness. That's part of it, that's the beginning. But this freezing of the mind, the mind is completely frozen. There is a dramatic expansion in the astral when this occurs. And it is the doorway to something much more profound, much more elevated, much more exalted. So I'm not talking about remembering your dreams now. I'm actually talking about becoming conscious in the astral world, which is a huge thing, but it can become gradual. So if it's just happening to you in little pieces, you become more self-aware, more conscious in this sleep in the astral world. This is a huge breakthrough. So stay with that, enjoy the expansion, enjoy this connection to this void, as I call it. That's the best term I've been able to come up with now. But more importantly, a better question to ask than when will the shift occur is our relationship to why this shift's occurring. And the shift is occurring because of this altered connection we have to vibration or frequency, which is outside of linear time. Linear time is moving, it's progressing, it is moving forwards as we experience it. But evolution, frequency, it doesn't have the same relationship. Frequency and consciousness does not have the same connection to linear time. Think about people you know who have been doing the same thing, making the same mistakes their whole life, one after the other, staying in inner states of conflict, of judgment, of criticism, all these kind of lower ways of being. They don't change. Other people, they see they make a mistake, they have this self-awareness, they correct it. They move on, they shift, they become aligned with their best version of themselves, their highest truth, and move forward. So the idea that this process is taking time, like will it occur in 1 month, will it occur in 2 months, will it occur in 3 months? A better question is, how can I create this inner shift? How can I become more compassionate? How can I become more loving? How can I heal more? How can I integrate my shadow? How can I be of service to others? How can I accelerate my evolution? These issues I'll address in another video, but these are a better quality question because frequency then changes and we accelerate the process, which does not necessarily take linear time. Sure, the yogis refer to this process of evolution as occurring breath by breath, and this is true. But frequency, vibration is outside the realm of 3D time. And the more we try to quantify this as well, surely the shift will occur at solstice or maybe in the equinox or these kind of things, then we are actually limiting ourselves and really coming from a place where we're not actually integrating what is really significant. So our own frequency, our own energetic signature, our own vibration is paramount for this process because everybody's expecting this external shift to occur, but it must happen within first, this internal shift, because then the outer world will reflect this inner shift. And this is extremely significant to understand. If we are to go through a journey of making it to 100 units of love, for example, then we firstly need to get to 10. So this inner transformation is a process. And we may have leaps in this process. We are supported by the waves of energy that are coming in the subtle reality to assist with this, but we still must run this race. We still must embody this journey and embody this frequency, embody this vibrational shift, which is becoming easier to connect with as we move into this deeper reality. So obviously when we have this expectation that it should occur, it's actually stopping us because we're coming out of reality. The heart is central to this process. We all know that already. But if we can find it within ourselves, find this inner strength, this inner courage to really go out there and transform our speech, transform how we connect with others, transform our self-worth, transform our self-love, and then radiate this outwards. This is where the real growth is. And why people are finding it so demanding now is because your own evolution happens when you get out of your comfort zone. When you get out of your comfort zone, when you go beyond your limitations, then that's where the growth occurs, that's where the shift occurs. If we just stay in this lava state where we have this expectation that, the universe will just sort of support me with this wave, then we're not challenging ourselves. We're not challenging our soul. We're not challenging our potential. We need to have this mature attitude where we step forward into growth, where we get out of a comfort zone, we go beyond our limitations, and it's exciting because that's where peace is, that's where contentment is, that's where fulfillment is, that's where all the beautiful things that we're actually longing for the shift to actually occur. So for this reason, it's really exciting to see that we are now moving into this phase in the awakening community where there is this now more sort of mature realization that it's an inner shift. And that's why we should support each other. People who aren't awakening, be patient with them. Everyone has their own time, their own way of evolving, their own lessons they need to learn. Support people who you feel are on this journey. This whole thing is a planetary wide shift. It is a team effort. Sure, we must take individual responsibility, but the shift itself is it's a team effort. It's the whole idea of being human. And this is this collective shift. And what unites us is this presence, this pure consciousness, this pure awareness, which we all have access to, this mindfulness. Do what you need to do to transform, whether it's practicing mindfulness or Tai Chi or yoga or Vipassana. Change your diet, change things with self-awareness, tantric yoga, meditation, lifestyle changes. It really comes down to individual responsibility, but be there, be of service to other people and support each other through this shift, because this is precisely the part of the shift is coming together in this one consciousness, this unity consciousness that is reflected in the crown chakra, in Sahasrara as it's called in yoga, this non-dual state. And as far as the whole process goes, I think we just really need to hold the vision, trust the process. And if you're watching this, you are the shift.